going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout Spot where you already know it's Real Talk Sports Talk, live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and let's talk football. Because this weekend, the NFL divisional round of the playoffs did not disappoint. 4 great games, and now we are locked and loaded. We are all set for our AFC and NFC championship games. The winners represent their conference in the Super Bowl. This is it. This is the last 4 that stand. 2 number 1 seeds against 2 number 3 seeds. Wow, it's going to be insane next Sunday. But before we get into that, let's recap a great week of NFL football. We'll start with yesterday's game, the heavyweight battle that everybody was looking forward to, myself included, between the Chiefs and the Bills. If you're a Bills fan, I feel for you, man. I really do. The Chiefs pulled this one out 27-24 in a game that I feel, and I'm sure they would agree, a lot of missed opportunities. This is a game that I believe the Bills should have won if they would have taken advantage of some of the breaks that they got yesterday, but they just didn't. And then you combine that with what Patrick Mahomes does in these situations, these games, what Travis Kelce does in these games. Again, we're talking about the best quarterback in football and the defending Super Bowl champions. I mean, it's different when, they play different when the lights are the brightest. But don't get me wrong, the Bills belonged here. And I'm not a Bills fan. I mean, they're a division opponent. I'm a Jet fan, but I don't hate them at all. In fact, I got friends, family members that are Bills fans. And it was tough. I mean, it was tough. I mean, there were fans that were crying in the stands. And I totally understand that, because when we are emotionally invested in our teams, man, these type of losses hurt, especially when we expect things to be bigger and better. This was, to me, the year that they should have at least made it to the AFC Championship game, but you got to take advantage of every opportunity that you have against Patrick Mahomes. And, the Bills had the ball for 37 minutes, 78 total plays to 47 plays. Josh Allen was phenomenal. He did misfire some throws late in the game, but for the most part, again, he did account for 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground. He's a beast. And his arm, man, that's a gift from God. That throw to Stephon Diggs that traveled like 70 yards in the air was incredible. But again, mistakes. Diggs drops that pass. Should have caught it. The other kid, Sherfield, dropped the bomb from Josh Allen early in the game. There were some questionable calls. I mean, McDermott, that questionable call to go for it on a 4th down on that fake punt where DeMar Hamlin was stopped short. Gave the Chiefs the ball back. And then they marched down the field with an opportunity to take a 2-score lead, to go up by 10, and Mecole Hardman fumbles the football into the end zone. Bills get the ball back on a touchback, but they could not take advantage of that and go down the field and score the go-ahead touchdown. Instead, they try for a game-time field goal. And the 2 words that are infamous in Bills history reared its ugly head once again. And even though this wasn't the Super Bowl and it wasn't Scott Norwood, wide right. I should have told you Bills fans to cover your ears before I said that. But Tyler Bass, opportunity to tie the game with less than 2 minutes left, and he kicked it wide right. And the Chiefs never gave the ball back to the Bills. Tough. It was a tough loss. It really was. Coming into this game, both Josh Allen and Mahomes were 3-3 against each other, so this was supposedly the Game 7. But the key stat here is Josh Allen still has not beaten Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game. Or rather, the Bills haven't, because it's not fair to put that only on Josh Allen. But for some reason, man, the Bills just can't get over that hump, at least not yet. Either way, you got to give the Chiefs credit. They are going back to another AFC Championship game. This one won't be in Kansas City, though. This one will be in Baltimore. So again, an unfamiliar situation for Patrick Mahomes. He did pass the first one playing in Buffalo, his first ever playoff game on the road. He did pass that one with flying colors. He did enough. But this is going to be different, because the Ravens, they recover from a shaky first half. They weren't at their best, and it might have been because of the bye week or not playing some of the starters in the last week of the regular season. I don't know what it was, but they went into that half tied 10-10. in a really good competitive first half. But whatever Lamar Jackson told the team in the locker room, and he said after the game in his post-game interview that he was animated, he was cursing. Whatever he said, they responded. And he went out there and they scored 24 unanswered points and they beat the Texans 34-10. Super impressive. This was basically the Lamar show. I mean, he was phenomenal. If there was any question from anyone about who should be the MVP, I think he answered those questions to most people. 152 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. But even more impressively, he rushed for 100 yards and he ran in for 2 touchdowns. MVP performance right there against a good Texans team. Kudos to D'Amico Ryans, C.J. Stroud, this staff. I mean, nobody saw this staff coming into the season making it to the second round of the playoffs, to the divisional round. They won a playoff game and they lost to the best team in the AFC. Nothing to hang their heads on. In fact, these 3 games, counting the last game in the season where they had to win to get in. I mean, this is some valuable experience for a young team that's going to bode very well for them in the future. I think the future is going to be extremely bright, especially with C.J. Stroud, man. He's a special player. When you have a special player at quarterback, you're gonna win a lot of games and you're going to be in the playoffs more than likely every year. But this game was tough, and I knew this game would be tough for him. I mean, a rookie going up against the best secondary in football. He didn't turn the ball over, but again, he just could not get any rhythm and momentum. He could not hit any big plays down the field. That's what this type of defense does. This defense, in my opinion, is the best defense in football right now. And amazing job by John Harbaugh again, with this Ravens team. Next week, we got Lamar against Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be fire. I can't wait. Super Bowl champion, multiple MVPs against a guy who's probably going to win his second MVP. At Baltimore. Insane. That's the 3 o'clock game on Sunday. But then the NFC, the 2 teams that will represent, it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions. Another game that's going to be insane. It's the Niners, they win. A close game. In a game that I predicted that would be close. I thought the Packers would come out there and play well. They had been playing well coming into this game. And again, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the bye week. But the Niners just looked really sluggish. They didn't look good at all in the first half. In fact, they only scored 7 points in the first half. And this is a team that came into this game in the top 4 in average points per game, average passing yards, average rushing yards per game. And they just couldn't get it going. They were better in the second half. Brock Purdy was not good in the first half at all. He was solid. He made some good throws in the second half, especially late in the fourth quarter. They actually outscored the Packers 10-0 in the fourth quarter, and that's what ultimately gave them the victory. But this game, was all Christian McCaffrey. He rushed for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. Purdy did throw a touchdown to Kittle. Didn't throw any interceptions. And Jordan Love, he was solid for the most part, but he made 2 big mistakes, including an interception to end the game. But it doesn't take away from what was a phenomenal first full year as a starter. I give him a lot of credit. And again, like I said about Stroud and the Texans, this is invaluable playoff experience for a young man who's going to get better and better. So you would think that the Packers are going to be in this situation for years to come. So kudos to Matt LaFleur, who, in my opinion, this year was the best coaching job that he's done, especially without Aaron Rodgers. A guy starting for the first time, and he just got better and better as the year progressed. So congratulations to them. But the Niners, they better step up their game because they got a hungry Lions team that are for real. The Detroit Lions, ladies and gentlemen, are going to the NFC Championship game. You don't hear that too often. So congratulations, kudos. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a great game, 31-23, in front of a crazy and amped up crowd over in Detroit. Congratulations, man, to Dan Campbell and this coaching staff. Just a few years ago, they had 3 wins, and now here they are, a win away from going to their first ever Super Bowl. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, this team they're tough, they're gritty, they're blue collar. How do you cheer against them? I mean, how? Congratulations to their true fans as well, man. This has got to be an awesome feeling. My boy Craig, congrats, brother. You guys earned it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey for as long as it lasts. One more win, man, and you're in the big show. And Goff, he was sensational this week. He's going to have to do the same. I mean, the Niner defense is a different animal. But 287 yards and 2 touchdowns, all he has to do is continue to spread the ball between St. Brown and Laporta like he did this week. I mean, 17 catches between both of them for a touchdown. I like their dual-headed running back combo with Gibbs and Montgomery. If they can stay clean and not turn the ball over, it's going to be interesting. But they're going to have to do that on the road. Again, this is a Niner team that can take the football away from you if you're not careful. And I do expect the Detroit fans to travel to the West Coast to support their team. So that's going to be really, really fun to watch. How much blue is in that crowd? As for the Buccaneers, though, Baker had a great season, man. He threw for 349 yards in this game, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 2 interceptions. One of them wasn't his fault, though. One of them went right through the hands of Mike Evans. Should have been caught. That's a ball he catches 99.9% of the time. In fact, he dropped a few this game. He had a good game, but he still dropped a few. They made some mistakes. They let Baker down on a couple of passes. But Baker's last pass of what was a phenomenal season for him was an interception, a ball that he should have never thrown in the middle, and that ended the game for them. But again, kudos to him. It'd be interesting to see if he comes back. He's a free agent at the end of the season. They did ask Bowles that at the end of the game, and he did say that he wants him back. The team loves him. So I think that more than likely he would probably be back because it looks like he rejuvenated his career here, and he's comfortable here. But Baker's a fighter, man. It's hard to cheer against him as well. He's taken his lumps, and he's gotten better along the way, so I wish him luck. And as for Todd Bowles, kudos. He won, he found a way to win the division, won a playoff game, lost in the division round. So again, congratulations for that. But yesterday wasn't his best performance as a coach at all. And I've seen that as a Jet fan. I mean, way too conservative in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, in a game where you lose, you go home. You got to go for it, dude. Like Dan Campbell does. And how about the end? You have a timeout in your pocket and you don't take it with 35 seconds left on a 4th down? Because you assume that they're going to kick a field goal and you're going to lose anyway? That's what he said in his post-game presser. If you haven't seen it, make sure you tune into that. Because I was like, what is this guy saying? Dude, you got a timeout. Take the timeout. Let them try to kick the field goal. Maybe they miss it. You ever thought about that? Maybe they fumble the snap. I mean, makes no sense to me what he was trying to accomplish there. Maybe you block the field goal and you get the ball back and you get an opportunity to score a touchdown and maybe a 2-point conversion. But until the clock hits 0, man, you're always going to try to give your team an opportunity and a chance to win, especially with 1 timeout left. But he used to do that with the Jets. It's almost like he wanted to cash them in for money. Can't take them home with you. Wasn't his best at the end, I'll tell you that much. But again, good job on the season. But the story in this game, again, is the Lions, man. They're going to San Francisco. That's going to be the 6:30 game. It's going to be a phenomenal game. The Ravens and the Chiefs, they will start the championship week Sunday at 3 p.m. I am not going to preview these games on this video because I'm going to do separate videos to preview each of them separately. So I'll do one video to go over the AFC Championship game, give you my keys to victory for both teams and my prediction. I'll do that for the NFC as well. So make sure you tune in. That's coming later on in the week. And if you're new to watching my videos, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It's easy. That way you can come back more often and come and hang out with your boy here at the hangout spot. This is how we do it up. 2024 is going to be a big year for us. Lots of cool stuff on the horizon, so make sure you are along for the ride. Once you join and you subscribe, you are family. Best believe that. But at the end of the day, appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. Be on the lookout for those prediction videos for Championship Week. This is your boy Johnny signing out from the hangout spot. I'll talk to everybody soon.